So, if you asked a football fan from the late 2000s who was the absolute hardest player to go up against, you'd probably expect some names that just sound terrifying. Nesta, Vidic, Vieira, maybe Terry smashing into tackles like a tank. The kind of giants who made strikers regret waking up in the morning. Well, what if I told you the toughest player on the pitch was actually a 5'8" skinny guy from South Korea? That's right, Ji-sung Park. This man had something different. Fans swore he had 3 lungs, because otherwise there was no explanation for his endless running. Andrea Pirlo, the master of elegance, once said Park moved at the speed of an electron. Even Sir Alex Ferguson himself believed Park was the only player he coached who could genuinely stop Lionel Messi.
That was a mistake. I should have changed at halftime and put Ji-sung Park and Messi.
Picture this. It's late 1990s, and an 18-year-old Ji-sung Park is getting rejected left, right, and center by every professional club in South Korea. He's leading his high school team to trophy after trophy, but scouts, they laugh. They say too small, not strong enough. The rejection stings so bad that Park is ready to hang up his boots and enroll in university to study economics. We were this close to knowing him as Ji-sung Park, the accountant. But here's where the story gets good. His dad, a butcher with a heart bigger than a football pitch, refuses to let his son's dream die. He puts Park on a diet straight out of a mad scientist cookbook. Frog legs, deer antlers, even deer's blood. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Park's gagging, sometimes puking, but he eats it anyway. Why? Because his dream's bigger than his disgust. Over time, that wild diet helps him grow 7 centimeters taller and pack on muscle. Suddenly, he's not just a kid anymore, he's a contender. In 2000, Park's college team plays a friendly against the South Korean Olympic squad. He's just a college kid, no pro contract, no hype, but he runs rings around the national team players. One coach notices. Next thing you know, Park's call up for the Olympics, then the Asian Cup qualifiers, before he even signs a pro deal. Talk about a plot twist. He lands in Japan's J-League with Kyoto Purple Sanga, one of the first Koreans to break into the league. But it's not all smooth sailing. His team gets relegated, his coach gets sacked, and Park's left wondering if he's cursed. Enter Gus Hiddink, Dutch mastermind who sees something special in this skinny kid. Under Hiddink's wing, Park starts scoring in friendlies against giants like England and France. Europe's starting to whisper his name. 2002, South Korea and Japan are hosting the World Cup. Nobody expects much from South Korea. They've never won a single match in the tournament's history. But then something magical happens. Park and his teammates, coached by Hiddink, start defying the odds. They beat Poland, they draw with the US, and then, oh man, Park scores a screamer of a half volley against Portugal. The ball rockets into the net and South Korea is through to the knockout stages for the first time ever. What follows is pure chaos. South Korea topples Italy, then Spain on their way to the semifinals. Sure, some crumpy critics mutter about referee controversies, but let's be real, Park's hustle, his relentless energy is at the heart of this fairy tale. He's not just playing, he's everywhere, buzzing across the pitch like a Cocker Spaniel chasing a ball. The world's watching, and Park's name is on everyone's lips. Europe calls, PSV, and the rocky start. After the World Cup, Park's no longer a secret. In 2003, he signs with PSV Eindhoven for 5 million euros, a massive fee for a Korean player mid-season. But Europe's a different beast. Early on, injuries hit hard, and Dutch fans aren't sold. They boo him. His teammate Mark van Bommel even takes a dig, whining about his lack of Dutch language skills, as if that's why he's struggling. Park's tempted to pack his bags again, but quitting's not in his DNA. Hiddink, now at PSV, doubles down on him. Park repays that faith with goals, assists, and a work rate that silences the doubters. By 2005, he's a key part of PSV's era to his title win and their run to the Champions League semifinals. In that semifinal against Milan Mon, Park does the unthinkable. He scores, ending Dida's 10-hour clean sheet streak. The media's stunned. Milan's Paolo Maldini calls him a nightmare to play against. Manchester United and the call of destiny. Then in 2005, the phone rings. It's Sir Alex Ferguson. Manchester United want Park for 7 million euros. Some fans raise their eyebrows. Is this just a marketing move to sell shirts in Asia? Oh, they could not have been more wrong. Paul Scholes, one of United's all-time greats, later admits Park was the toughest opponent he ever faced in training. That's right, 3 months into his United career, Parks handed the captain's armband for a League Cup match. 3 months. Let that sink in. This isn't just a squad player. This is a guy who's earning respect at warp speed. Sir Alex calls him the ultimate professional. Teammates start nicknaming him Three Long Park because frankly no human should be able to run like that. At United, Park becomes the unsung hero of big games. When the likes of Barcelona, Chelsea, or AC Milan roll into Old Trafford, Sir Alex doesn't call on flair players. He calls on Park. His job? Shut down the world's best playmakers, press relentlessly, run until the grass begs for mercy. And he does it game after game with the stamina of a racehorse. Take the 2009 Champions League semifinal against Arsenal. Park's tasked with marking Cesc Fabregas, one of the slickest midfielders around. Result? Fabregas is a ghost. Park's all over him, breaking up plays, skilling the ball, and still finding time to contribute and attack. United win, and Park's fingerprints are all over the victory.
The Pirlo Masterclass, a career-defining night. But if you want the ultimate three-lung Park moment, let's talk about the 2010 Champions League quarterfinal against AC Milan. Sir Alex gives Park one job: stop Andrea Pirlo, the maestro who controls games like a conductor with an orchestra. Pirlo's the guy who makes football look like art. Surely, Park's out of his depth, right? Wrong. Park hounds Pirlo like a shadow. Pirlo completes just 21 passes, most of them sideways or backwards. He's neutralized, frustrated, useless. Pirlo later says, Park moved at the speed of an electron. It was like he was programmed to stop me. Oh, and Park scores in that game too, a clinical finish that seals United's dominance. His teammates joke that Pirlo probably checked under his bed for Park that night. That's the level of relentless. The cost of greatness, injuries, and sacrifice. But here's the thing about running forever. It takes a toll. Park's body starts to break down. Knee injuries, ankle problems, surgeries. By his late 20s, he's battling to stay on the pitch. In 2007, a knee operation sidelines him for months. And every time, Park comes back stronger, proving he's more than just lungs, he's got heart. Even when he's not starting, he's United's secret weapon. Sir Alex saves him for the biggest games, knowing Park's the guy who'll run through walls. In 4 Premier League titles and a Champions League triumph, Park's contributions are undeniable, even if the spotlight often falls on flashier names like Ronaldo or Rooney. By the time Park leaves United in 2012 for QPR, he's not just a player, he's a pioneer. The first Asian to truly dominate at a European giant. He paves the way for players like Son Heung-min and Hidetoshi Nakahata. Kids across Asia start dreaming bigger because of him. If Ji-sung Park into it, they think, why can't I? His stats, 19 goals and 21 assists in 205 games for United, don't tell the full story. It's the intangibles, the humility, the work ethic, the sheer guts. It wasn't the guy scoring hat tricks or hogging headlines. He was the guy making sure his team could shine. As Sir Alex put it, Ji-sung Park was never about himself. He was about the team. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. Football's full of superstars with dazzling skills and highlight reel goals. But Ji-sung Park, he's a reminder that the game's also about grit, sacrifice, and showing up when it matters most. From a kid rejected by every club in Korea to a Manchester United icon, his journey's a masterclass in defying the odds. Thank God he didn't become an accountant. Thank God he kept running. Because the player who could run forever didn't just leave a mark on football, he carved his name into its history with a story that still gives us chills. So, what do you think? Is Ji-sung Park the ultimate underdog? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you're as inspired as I am, and subscribe for more football stories that'll keep you glued to your screen. Goal rush, baby! Let's keep it rolling.